for Jerry. Des yeux qui font baisser les miens, un rire qui se perd sur la bouche, voilà l'apôtre sans retouche, de l'homme auquel j'appartiens. Quand tu me prends dans ses bras, il me parle tout bas, je vois la vie en rose. Il me dit d'un mot d'amour, de mots de tous les jours, il semble quelque chose. Il est entré de mon cœur une part de bonheur dont je connais la cause. C'est lui pour moi, moi pour lui dans la vie. Il me l'a dit, la j'aurai pour la vie. Et dès que je l'aperçois, alors je sens en moi mon cœur qui bat. Il est entré de mon cœur une part de bonheur dont je connais la cause. C'est lui pour moi, moi pour lui dans la vie. Il me l'a dit pour la vie à la jure. Et dès que je l'aperçois, alors je sens en moi mon cœur qui bat.
Wow. Packed house, huh? Jerry wouldn't have it any other way. Man, there's a lot of stuff here, you know. As Reverend Poole mentioned, there's a night for memories. And there's a lot of memories here right now. I remember that my association with Jerry and his excellent and wonder-filled adventure at Stage West started in this building. We were doing a little show up here in the rehearsal area called Roshuman, and Joyce Engel was directing. And Jerry came to see the show one night, and afterwards he said, I'm going to do a show over in my little sandwich shop over on 7th and Main, and I'd like you to play Peter in that. He said, I just saw something in you that would make it just right for Peter. Now, I don't know what that was. It doesn't matter. But I said, sure, yeah, I'd love to do that. So we went over there to do the zoo story. And every night, Jerry would go out in front of the theater. He'd sit there on the ground, lean up against the building. and he pulled his coat up so people couldn't tell who he was. And he had a bottle in a brown bag there. And people would walk by, and some would notice him, some of them wouldn't. No one noticed who he was, I don't think, during the whole run of that. But after the lights went down, and Peter was on his bench reading his book, Jerry would come in from the back of the theater, walk down the aisle, and stand right over there. And then he'd say, "I've been to the zoo." And those 5 words started his great and excellent adventure. What I remember about Jerry as a man and a director and an actor, he was so warm and giving and so full of empathy for people. All of his actors, all of his patrons, everyone. And it was genuine. I would watch him during rehearsals, watching the actors on stage. And that was it, the little Jerry smile. That's what I'll always remember. And that was often followed with the little Jerry giggle that went right along with it. He told me a story one time, and I'm going to tell you this because it has to do with his empathy. He was walking his dog one day down somewhere around the circle there, and there was a little park. There was a lady sitting on the park bench, and she had a little dog on a leash. And, of course, Jerry, when he sees somebody sitting on a park bench, he's going to go over and start talking to him. It's what he does. So he went over and sat down, and they started talking about dogs, which is what you do in a case like that. And it turns out that her dog was going to be spayed in a day or two. And his dog was going to be neutered the very next day. So she said, "You know, they told me that you should let a dog have a litter of pups before you spay them because it makes them a better dog. And my dog's in heat." And Jerry has so much empathy for people and animals. And he says, "Well, yeah, what the hell?" So they unhooked the leashes, and they sat there and smoked a cigarette. But that's the kind of guy he was, and when he told me that story, he had the little Jerry smile and the little Jerry giggle. That's the way I'm always going to remember my friend. It makes my heart so warm to see so many people here tonight, here to remember Jerry. And what I'd like to say to Jerry now, if I could, I am sure there are theaters in heaven. I mean, there wouldn't be heaven without it. If there's not, he'll start one. But, you know, I enjoyed so much working with Jerry in so many shows. And who knows? Maybe we'll get to do it again.